A minimal update today to our Baby Blue House track. I started to format the next drop. I put a few new elements into our build section and kind of like laid the groundwork and noodled around with a lot of ideas that I ultimately didn't make it into the cut, but I'll play it for you here. You can tell me what you think. Pretty simple drop. The majority of these elements were stolen from the previous drop. The main thing that is different is this topper. That is new, and it is like one of the most basic kind of like house hi-hat style toppers I think you could find, but especially when you put the side chain on it, I think it really starts to hit a good spot. The main difference with this drop from our previous drop, there's obviously a lot of missing elements, but the big difference is the sub. That's sitting there kind of womp, 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 like really holding down the low end, where over here it's kind of sticking with the rhythm we added to it in kind of the second half of our first drop. And creating a lot more of kind of a groovy drop here. And I think that's going to be a difference I really want to stick with here is like, let's start with good energy here. The main thing this is missing right now is some sort of melodic thing to kind of grab you on the top. I tried just putting the vocals straight up in, and I think that is too much too quickly. I tried putting a guitar solo in. I think a guitar solo could really work here, but ultimately neither of those ideas felt like the right idea. I think what is better is to introduce a new idea here. That is something that I think people expect with a second drop, is like, hit me with something new, hit me with something I haven't heard before. And I feel the urge for that here, not in a, I don't know how to use the elements I have with me already, but in a, like, that's the correct musical decision here. So we'll figure that one out a little bit later on. I think that this build section does feel significantly better. One thing I did was add some filtering, some really kind of basic filtering to this little build synth section that I think was necessary. We're taking this idea and looping it. Those little like kind of sweeps up that happen there, and then this guy that's got us cutting kind of just like a section out here. Kind of thing. Just a little bit more emotion in there, where it was a really boring idea otherwise. And then the biggest one is grabbing this guy from earlier. Where he's over in this section, that is kind of a primary piece of our build. Also looks like I maybe changed this in a way I didn't want to. That's supposed to be like this. It's not a perfect placeholder here. I think I might go and re-render it. There's a little bit of like, you hear it kind of like moving through different points of filtration that were good for that section, but in this section or maybe stand out a little bit, but it almost adds some I do think it really fills in this section in a way that was necessary and brings back a piece of information that was specifically stood out in the drop section previously. So I think those two things help tie everything together. So yeah, I spent a lot of time experimenting with ideas today that didn't work, but overall. I think this is heading in the right direction. The piece, obviously, we're going to have quite a bit more drop here, and we're almost to 5 minutes. So I'm still debating. I love all the different stuff we're doing in here, but it does feel like a really kind of long build. It's really like a second, like almost like a temporary tertiary idea that we go to here. If you can go back to previous videos and hear this section, but we kind of like, this is the main drop ends, and there's kind of a cool down, and then like a new idea, and then a build up to another drop. And this is just not necessary, but it's cool. So I don't know. We'll see how it all sticks around. That's all we have time for today, though. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.